Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. Today what we are going to do, we will be propagating my Red Maranta. Um, as you can see, she's starting to lose a little of the, top or eldest foliage just because of the light situation. I decided to put them in a lower light predicament that needed, but it's only for just for that time being. But I'm going to propagate these for a certain project that I've been mentioning, that I think I've mentioned a couple times in a few videos of mine. But yeah, she is a pretty good specimen, and I'm going to cut her up, hopefully in some pretty good sized nodes, but nothing too big. And of course, I always keep the root, and I treat it just like the regular plant, and that we just usually I'll just cross my fingers and hope that it comes back. But if not, like I said before, I am doing all of my Maranta in a different setting, so I'm really not worried about the actual, I would say, mother plant or the roots of the mother plant. But if she does come back, that's also a plus. I have even more to trade or give away or sell. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. I have my container that I will be using to put my cuttings in. Hopefully it is big enough. If you look at the size of this, and if you see the plant, there are a lot of nodes. I thought about using another container, but I think that container itself is a little too big for it. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's what I normally do with all of these, you'll see in a second, I usually just trim it straight from the bottom and work my way up through the nodes, and we can go from there. So if I was to cut her, a cutting would look just like that. So let's just stick this in there for the time being, and we can finish this out. I'll leave that one. It's nothing too special. That's a nice one. Oh, I don't know if I asked you guys, what did you do for the New Year's? And also Happy New Year's. Me personally, the world is a lot crazier than what it was even yesterday. So, yeah, that's enough said on that. So, as you can see, she's getting a lot thinner. I have a couple of more here that I will pop off. There we go. And what I have left here is nothing but stumps and look like leaves that came from a tree that was outside. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit before I go and put her in the grow tent. Let's check the roots, see if they have any roots coming up the bottom here. And we don't. That's a good sign, but also I can feel in this pot that some of the roots are around the top. And I did leave this little one leaf on here. As you can see, it is starting to die off, so it won't last much longer, but it was just a little one leafer, and it's actually a little node itself. But just decided to keep it on there like I did, I guess, the other 2 or 3 that I cut. But as you can see here, these are all the multi spots that I cut them. And like I said, she's gonna go back down in the bottom of the grow tent. Well, no, she never sat in the grow tent, but she's gonna go in there now just because I did cut her, and it will speed up the healing process. So that's that. Now, if I count these whole pieces, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, I have 10 whole cuttings, which means that technically these are 10 whole plants, but as I said, I'm going to cut them down and hopefully get the right specimen that I need. Now with these, what I'm going to do is clean them up some, of course, just because aesthetic purposes, and also these pieces will be propagating in water, and you don't want any old dry rot or any non-fresh plant cuttings in there, just because of that will mess up your water and it will stink, bacteria will grow, and it will disturb your roots, if not kill them. So this one here, also I will have a lot of what I call naked nodes. These are the ones that don't have any leaves on it, and unfortunately it was my fault that these didn't sprout back out with any kind of new foliage. They had the leaves on them, of course, but the light conditions weren't up to par, and what you see now is basically mostly new, but most of the mature leaves have died, turned yellow. And I can tell you now, I've cut maybe a good 12 to 15 leaves off this plant just by it turning yellow, and that was usually my fault, like I said, because of the light. Ooh, excuse me. So what we're going to do, I'm going to cut her here, and I will use this here that will turn itself into a complete plant. And as I said before, these are what I call my naked nodes, the ones that don't have any leaves on them, but if stored or grown properly, let's take this off. There's a node on there. But if grown properly, you can get your you can get more plants out of this. Usually, what I would do is cut them into reasonable sizes, but for this case, and since I'm going to do a project, like I said, I'm thinking, and if you watched a couple of my videos, you know I tend to change my mind as I go along. So I'm thinking about also with my project, you know, I need 1 or 2 of these. So as you can see, I have a lot of foliage to want to propagate. So you guys, I might do a giveaway, trade, sell, whatever the case may be. But as I said, I will only need probably 1 or 2 good specimens, and the rest are just for that reason, to give away or whatever case may be. But I was thinking about putting these also inside of that project, just because, you know, just because, why not? And also, it would take them a little while to establish a good size plant, so the leaves will come out pretty small, which I think will actually make the pot look a little better. And what I might end up doing is just cutting these and storing them inside of a spag container, so that way when time is ready to transfer, it'll be a lot easier. But yeah, let's go ahead and cut these up. I don't know, wait, see, there I go again. I don't know if I want to cut them up in small pieces because I literally hate doing nodes with small pieces. Now this here is a pretty good size. Normally if you're just doing a regular cutting in water, you would just stick this in here in water and allow your plant to come out here. But as I said, this is like literally 2 plants here, so I'm going to just I would rather have them growing in a natural fashion, so I'm going to cut them in half. That way also this plant doesn't have 2 ways to improve its root system to get stronger, if you get what I'm saying. So if it was still attached, both ends would probably root and the plant itself will grow a lot quicker than what I need to. But again, you know, growing is not the issue. You can always cut them back down to a proper size and do whatever you want with them. Because like I said, what I'm doing with them, there's not any kind of reason I can think of that they would die other than the watering. But as I said, we will cover that once we get to it. Okay, so all right. I remember this leaf. It was holding on for a very long time, man. It's fine, as you can see. All right, this plant here, let's clean it off. I have pretty good specimens here. Now with this one actually has 2 nodes on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Check out that wonderful back on that right there. She looks, let's see, there it is. She looks awesome. But if you check this out here, there's a node. These are what the nodes look like. They're like little junctions or little intersections. They kind of swell thick, but they will produce roots out of them, which make them a great propagator. This is a node here, and this is a node, so this is actually 2 plants. If I wanted to make 2, I would just make a cutting right here, separating the nodes from each other. But as I stated before, this is actually a good specimen to work with. And once I stick it down in water, I would usually stick it down until about there. That's right up on this first leaf, so that both ends would be able to root, and it will also have a better chance of surviving. So we're going to keep this hole here, and if you look at this one as well, it's the same way. There's a node there, and also there's a node here, and then there's another freestanding node there. For these purposes, like I said, I can either cut this and have another naked node, or I can leave it there and then just stick the whole thing down in water itself, which, you know, I'm thinking about doing. So that's that. Okay, and then most of these, like I said, are just the same. You're just going to cut, and this one was a whole new plant trying to come out, new stem rather. You're just going to dress these rather, so they aesthetically look good, and also you have less chances of any kind of bacterial, fungal, any kind of those issues happening to your plant. This one here is a good specimen as well. All of these, I'm pretty sure, are good specimens. Like this one here, I'm going to definitely cut this one. If you see this one here, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 plants right here, guys. There are 6 nodes on this here Maranta, and the node that I really want to keep, or nodes, since it's more than one on here, it's this little guy here. This is almost perfect. It really is a perfect specimen for what I want to use it for. And like I said before, guys, I only need like 1 or 2 of these, so Again, I could do a giveaway, trade, or whatever the case may be. And since I did cut that one there, I'm going to trim the extra cutting there. Again, just to dress it up some. Cut that down. And I could technically keep it the same way and just stick it down in water, which I will. Okay. Now this one here, it seems that I may have looked up, and one of the nodes on the top seemed like it had already started to root. So that's a good sign. And with this one, also again, a good specimen. If you check this leaf out, it's a lot smaller again, just because of the light situation. But like I said, it also would give it enough time to grow instead of just being huge, big inside of a certain thing I keep mentioning that I want to put it in. So, oh my God. So what I just did, guys, well, you probably know now, I'm very accident prone, and I pulled half of the node off that had the root. Yeah, that's me. So I could, you know what, I'm not even going to do this, but I could try and propagate that little piece there, because there's a root, and then there's also a little node there as well. But yeah, but I'm not going to do that. So she just have to work the way she is. So let's move on to the next one. Again, another pretty good specimen here. She's growing kind of funky, so I will cut this one, which will make it perfect for me, and leave this one here. We're gonna dress her up like that there. Let's move down to the next one. Again, we have some ones down here with some more nodes to them. What I'll do is make this cut here, like so, and just leave this end here. Same with this one here. I'm pretty sure this leaf won't make it, nor with this one, so I'll just go ahead and take them on off. Even though this one has a node to it, I'll take it off like that, and